Okay, so behind me is a 1971 911T. Now, there's not that much going for this car. It's a Targa, it's an import. I think it's had a right-hand drive conversion. The rear guards are not original. So, you know, I mean, it's not bad, but, you know, not a lot going for it. It belongs to a friend of mine, and actually I think probably the best thing I could do for him would be to offer to take it from him, take it off his hands. You know, I'd pay him less than what he paid for it, obviously, but, you know, it'd be market value. I'd be doing him a favor. Yeah, I think I got to work on that sales pitch. Hey gang, welcome to the channel. My name is Andy. All right, yes, behind me is my good friend's 1971 911T. I take back everything I just said. This car is outrageously cool. You know, when I drive my 964, I get a lot of people looking at it, I get a good response to it, but nothing could have prepared me for the response that you get driving this thing. People lose their minds over this car. They just love it. And look at it. Why wouldn't they? It's gorgeous. It's uber cool. It just says fun. It says good times. It's just about the raddest car ever. So today I'm going to drive it in the hills and see if it actually works as a performance car. You know, I'm going to tell you about the feels. It's not a review by any stretch, but I wanted to bring you guys along. Alright, so of all the times to drive a Targa 911, summer in Melbourne seems like the ultimate time, right? You get to enjoy that open top motoring experience. That's what these cars are all about. Unfortunately, here in Melbourne this weekend, it's raining, it's drizzling, it's about as crappy as it can get. So we're driving with the roof on. I can tell you that it's not a perfect seal, this roof, by any stretch. It does leak a little bit, and when you're driving with it on, you get some wind noise and stuff like that. Driving it earlier when it was sunny, earlier this morning, it was magic. Now, you definitely get a sense of the age of the car. There's no hiding that. It's a 50-year-old car, so there are rattles and there are squeaks and those little things that just tell you a little bit about the age of the car. But that said, the thing that's actually really surprising is how tight it feels and actually how planted it feels on the road. The car's running Bilstein suspension. It's set up beautifully. It's nice and low. It does have some pitch and roll to it, but you just learn that that's doing some communicating with you. Now, it's running on 15-inch Fuchs on Pirelli CN36 tyres. These tyres are fantastic because they look like period correct rubber. They've got the tread pattern of a period correct Pirelli, but they're running on modern compounds and you can feel it. The grip is actually sensational. There are two differences that have taken some getting used to with this car. The first is the brakes. The first time you jump on them, you wonder where they are. It takes a lot more force to actually get the power out of the brakes that you would expect out of a more modern car. But again, you just adapt your driving style and you come to terms with that pretty quickly. The other thing that took a little bit of getting used to is that it has a dogleg first gear. I was quite nervous about that. It's running this fantastic Wren shift kit with a 917 inspired wooden shift knob, which is fantastic. I was surprised how simple it was to get used to that dogleg first gear. Sounds fantastic. It really does. Notwithstanding the wind, the engine sounds incredible. The car doesn't have a loud exhaust on it, and whilst I know that there's probably an exhaust modification in this car's future, what's terrific about it now is that what you do hear is this mechanical grinding howl when you put the foot down. It sounds incredible. It's pure flat six. It's pure Porsche. It sounds bloody fantastic. And the thing is, the car has a red line of 6,500, but honestly, beyond 5,000, the horsepower and torque seems to drop off quite rapidly. So you're really short shifting at around 5.5. So therefore, it just means you have to work that little bit harder just to maintain your momentum. And whilst 125 horsepower doesn't sound that much, when you're only pushing 1,000 kilos, it does the job, and it actually does the job really quite well. All right, it's probably not going to give a GT3 a run for its money. In fact, it probably wouldn't even give a base model Volkswagen Golf a run for its money in terms of pure acceleration. But do you know what? These cars really are not about that. This is a momentum car, and it's a feels car. At the end of the day, driving this car, you are transported back in time a little bit. You feel like you're in another place. And like I said before, it's way more fun when you've got the top down, 100%. But even driving it in these kind of terrible conditions, it's still just super, super fun. And I can tell you that in performance terms, in the hands of a skilled driver, it is absolutely a capable car that you could take out on a drive with cars way younger, way more powerful, and you may be left behind a little bit, but you certainly won't be disgraced. Getting in it for the first time, I felt tentative, I felt nervous because of its age, and you could feel its age. But the thing that I've found over the last few days is that the more you drive it the way you would a more modern 911, the more you enjoy it, the more it comes alive, the more the steering livens up, the more you feel all of those attributes that are so quintessentially 911. So bottom line, would I like one of these cars? I've always said I want a long hood. The answer is an absolute resounding yes. This car, I'd take it tomorrow, I really would. I think I'd probably prefer a coupe than a Targa, just in terms of usability, but I have to say that when I've had the roof off, this thing's been an absolute hoot to drive, so I totally get the whole Targa thing. It's a very, very fun experience. Anyway, I just want to say a big thanks to my friend Gerard for lending me this car. I really appreciate the fact that he's allowed me to drive it like it was my own for a few days. It's been a fantastic experience, albeit one that now has me craving one of these. And guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button down below if you like the video. Obviously subscribe, hit that notification button. I've got a lot more content coming up. And leave a comment if you've got any questions or anything you want me to respond to. I respond to them all. Guys, I will see you on the next one.